Rexy is not here. I'm waiting for Rexy and Tenzin.
Okay, but let me just call up the class CRs, okay, and kind of scold them.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
just give me 5 minutes.
I'm
5 minutes.
texting the students. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll wait for 5 more minutes, few more minutes, and then we'll start once we get the numbers.
We could wait for 5 minutes more, I think. No, I've just sent the groups as well. I hope we'll get.
Yeah.
Local have the panelist,
Rexy is not here. Okay, Tenzin is, she said she's going back from college, so it will take her 15 minutes.
Okay.
Join later, but let me call Rexy once.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, Rexy is joining.
There's someone who's raised a hand.
Yeah. Rexin Dorje. No, it's Tanzin Dorje, right? Maybe it's him.
Yarulka, should I promote Ringzin Dorje to panelist? Should I do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You could unmute them and say, kind of confirm it. No, it might be a participant who wants to ask a question. So
Yeah.
confirm. Yeah, you can unmute them. Yeah.
Yeah, I have already done.
Yeah. He's unmuted. Okay, so should I start then? I think Rexy is not here yet.
No, Rexy is already a panelist.
Okay, yeah, Rexy. Hi, Rexy.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Can you just open your camera once, so that later on.
Okay, just a moment.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's fine. And Tenzin will join us later, so we'll start the discussion around 6. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So should I start then? Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A very warm welcome to everyone to the third day of 5 Takes on 1, the Women Development Cell Documentary Film Festival. We are indeed very delighted to have you all with us today for this documentary film festival in collaboration with 5 different filmmakers, with 5 different stories of 5 different women from different walks of life. Today, we will be screening the documentary film, The Shepherdess of the Glacier, followed by a panel discussion with the filmmakers Tanzin Dorje Gya with the students of Kalandi College. The Shepherdess of the Glacier by Tanzin Dorje Gya. This film is a glimpse into the life of Tsiring, a shepherdess from the far-off village of Gya, which is located in Ladakh, shot at an altitude of 6,400 feet over a span of many years. Amidst the vast stretches of rock and snow across the remote valley of Gyamiru, Tanzin has documented the unusual life of his sister. At the age of 50, she is one of the last shepherdesses to graze her 300 sheep and goats in her village. After the early death of her father, Tsiring, being the second eldest among her siblings, takes on his job at an early age. She is the sole breadwinner of the family, which depends on the sale of cashmere wool. A harsh and precarious life, often solitary, mishandled by difficult climatic conditions and sometimes hostile nature, which does not prevent this tiny bit of a woman to sing, laugh, and philosophize. So, Shepherdess of the Glacier is the award-winning film by Tanzin Dorje Gya, a first of its kind from Ladakh. It has received several national and international awards. It has won the Best Director Award at Mountain International Film Festival 2016 held in France, a slew of other awards at various international and national film festivals followed over the next 2 years. The documentary was recently screened at the 2021 Rising Garden Film Festival as a part of annual 1 Billion Rising celebration, saluting Indian women and their resilience. Feminist writer Kamla Bhasin, who was also the OBR India coordinator, says the film was chosen along the others because they showcase women with courage to challenge existing practices and offer new perspectives on way of living. So without further ado, I would like to commence today's session with the screening of The Shepherdess of the Glacier. But before we move on to the screening, to keep the quality of the sound functional during the webinar, I kindly ask everyone to mute themselves. If you have any comments or questions you wish to share, please type them into the chat box. Feedback form will be shared at the end of the session, so kindly fill them up at the end. Thank you. Now moving on to the screening.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
I need to tell all the WDC members who are here with us today, please tell your classes to join immediately. Is that all right? It's for all the colleagues who are from WDC. and also queer cell, that tell your classes, call up the CRs or whatever you have to do, please do and see that they join us. Okay?
जी.
Okay, should I start then with the screening?
Yes, please.
One second.
Shoot.
Sorry, I think the audio is not, I don't know if it's just me. Can you, I can't hear the sound.
Hello, Shama, is it still not working?
No, it's working now. You could play.
Yeah.
Look. Ni ta chi na sa je. Ya tin ka na sam ka jual chang sa na. Ni chang sa na.
Tiene limbo talaga si kumain pang man pali kuma tancho vale
Yes.
abate dene atiran ke tu tan na ke
Te sam nai ngai bu chi ga la. Yi jing go jing chang ma she zung du le. Che chi ji ga la. Mai hong yon pan chan na ka ni min du na. Nga chang mi sha ji nga lang lu si. Yi lung ba tong ba jen. Zu che ni che chi ji so che na.
ni ke gap no kan ke
Ni ta ina sa un lu kun. Te ni pi ji gap tin kan sa ma lu kun. Sa un. Ta lu lu gen. Mo su pan ji ko. Nen na ta te fi gap tin kan ma ne sa ma. Atanzine naksha ye jati tinda nga nga skalo nga nyam bujatin ye demoji không bị gia tiền tên à. Ya la luna, ya la luna, puji nanda segi la ima sum sa July segi la ima mai la amare ulu Jain sehila ima mai sekido sesi ulu jain 아니 짱싸면 가서 설강 직신 직쇼가 붙지 땅화 가스니 발라 개를 설가 그 땅 밑이라 통지하는 거가 나승아 짱 거기서 뭐 차왕이랑 지역이랑 전나는 지나 타라랑 물냐는 짱참이라 짱 죽지 죽은 농짱만 땅아 이 강자니 다 하는 틀어 붙이셔 길제 락산되잖아 그럼 전화 이서 직소 안 줘서 길제 안 줘서 직대든 내가 지나 관지지 둘들 장대 이상 터 이상 살아 등 이상 쌈지고 쌈데 세면나 길제 매락 쌈되잖아 길제만 con làm gì cả
उर्दू हाँ बोला है
Giờ anh sẽ phải nhớ đến các con. Hát qua là con mà lúc nhận. Anh đã trả giá là gì đó.
तेरे की ड्रामा कर दे
Jadi nama ai.
अंकर
Tham lùng.
खामदा समाज तो नहीं है
Dah sama. Kamu bukan gantung. Gantung yang besar kita.
ngayong nanya nih
Yang lain.
नहायत
सेबी ने तमाम बैंकों को हिदायत दी है कि इन खातों में मौजूद सारी रकम सेबी फंड अकाउंट में मुंतकिल कर दी जाए।
nga lu chu ne phala nga lu so tin agwa nga bo tin nga te ne phala agwa nga bo lu cha chi ta nga ba nga lu te je nga izu te jin lu te na nga cha ti bi kon kan je geshin je ji tang te shen te nga lu ji na jen je nga chang pa ta me ta thuma lu so ba nga lu so ye chundu so na ki thang mang re ji je chundu ge pa re ji ji na chundu ge so ta ji zarbo ji thang ma su zarbo to chundu so na ji thang zarbo na re ji na tha de yang yam na thapa ya to jen ji su nong kan na ka la pan ji su nong kan na ka na ra chundu che re ka su nya na ka su tha ha nya na kan rang ji na sem be na chundu si gong du ka ta rang pa ta sem be na du le wa nya bo semdan nang yang mudul fa semdan taduk jin khone pia sam kan ngarang tipo jik man ngarang bang tipo jik ongsi ngarang bang tipo chajik sama mera ni nga lu gya ni gya sum gya thitana te lu sama tipo ongsi te sama tipo chajik nga yin gal dum chakte yin shakte che do khona lam tande ala nga cheshik ma sin ni cheshik so si gyur de na khala sama yang ko nga chang she samet unna phukte jik te po jik guzuk shik khurden dulti 정말 한적이네. 작사는 지금도 sana gusa ngara sama ini loknya na tu ton ta jang ton to pitan thala ta dijela sawi chipena yeah. Lalu kung siapa ni lalu semua tu bisa. Tenang, kita cerang cerang kita berfasal. Kalau cingis ada lagi sama cingkang, belum sama cingkang pak. Kita jadi jambat. Kita jadi, kita itu没有忘的。哦，这届的电脑没不要嘛，这届的。这个人，这个人。看今天手手机不拿去，不是不能拿走的，你没看就是。Tinggal yang nga tasang nga mucin hitam, zeluk cimanya nang pan zeluk cinya cerah. Nga isi nasi kayak cita-cita tangan apa kan? Kita pernah nongol ni. Ini hasil ni. Ini hasil. Ini ada sisa. Silang sisa ni ten sisa ni. Curi sama sisa sisa. Cerah. Sipu dan yang cerah. Yang cerah macam sisa. Lalu tak sang canding nara tamu cuci orang dan lalu ya tak cuci kena lalu dulu amu ibu nalok tikung dena kakorak ninga zubrak dunia na merak den lalu blok tikung ini terus lalu nema kintura borde sana ngaji arak ngacer arak komarak to arak ni ma tholmo tu kutuk tu gisu kere ni sen dunia cimin ngaji nangne tanga tu sebelu cami nang nyambuni suji lalu gazuk challenge ding yang cimin besok tu thungme nangara sampan de yang lada kan kena orang ni rezeki kian mang nama kako chaji tu thungdu mane he rezeki tu lada kan perlu tu chaji tu si thungdu tanti tu nanti sa oh cepat. Ini yang dah ini sendiri kelihatan. Dah sendiri kelihatan nak. Jika dah sendiri kelihatan nak tangguh kan kita cuci mana jadi kelihatan nak saja mana je. Bukan. Yes. Hajiman saya mana kamu temu ya lupa cak. Kali ini tahu. Kita lagi ni. Kita aman sampai dari sini. Aku pun. Kita kalau mana kita mana tu. Saya nang kini. Kenapa sih? Ibu bapa cuma ibu tanya kan. Ibu cuma tanya kan. Ini nasa kau tak suka kan. Pandang kesik saja nang. Mana orang saya tak suka kan apa. Tang kambaran itu.
Survey. This is a to that. We can that. Yes. Yes,
Ya, tu kali sih. Macam datang ke suhei. Ya, dia ini kan aku. Ini jangan tak makan tu. Ini tak makan malam pacaran tu sih sampai tu. Ini kan tenang jangan bagi orang. Jangan. Mana ni tak boleh tang kita tu. Yang sadang kita kerja ni, yang kita sadar no. Jangan. Oh, jangan.
Dana pamya kampaneta da sumji pe ilung pena lepsun wala sampai so sumsana baja ta jarang cipoduk chesino lushesino badang bese yongzane pazuk sikchota saiga
Ang besang pero ang kanaksabi nila yung pero dima yung pito utik Sen yang chuang me jak lete tang mang chim chasa ma che tang ini lu ba chuang me ya chasa ma che kan jak pe ri jak ma che ri tak ba mama kala chasa tang chuang me ijalak sang onchi chang kang patana ka solam thar ni sa Sunduk sini sangat kipo demo aba amat sok mixing sok sangat sunduk ridu hangat sangat sendan kazuksia tong gesen sendan kazumbat gesen kazuksia isu ngam melam lusul gesen tenna sama yang bunga ridu terus jengkel di dunia ter Easy tong pena sugo zanene ya pala zugrak sam de darnane ma shanti mera zugrak sam de darnane ma chawara zug merak sam den dulna zug min ma merak tangni jast zug ongnane zatut ko de thupa thungna tesi gala chara mang che sembe harak la na semba zug merak ngata izuk zug to merak inga zugrak den darnane I sendan sama si chen sam den zug merak sam den yang sendan na diese Sachak diese diese Dulna chang zukran zu mekan la che rangin mekan che yo ala just puri
시상사
너무 스프레 난 지금 싫어 그렇다마 너무 스프레 아마 예 난 지금 싫어
그래서 실리는
많이 봤네 예 다산 지키는 이장마 남탕탕 또 양님아 그 잔지 당신 천체의 그 잔지 당신 잠직 사진 하나님이 어디까지 이 카메쯤에 있구나 이속 낚시에 통하는 미지긴 거는 하나님 레리시는 민다민다 미 세민다 지역부터 이선장 카메쯤에 있구나 시딘 나지기 잠직진 라문은 라만 그때 리시진 걔는 뭐나니 그때 잘해난 것도 또 희진 다마 듣고 보는 거 ngachipu dukti daltin chigzani yaranga rolkunang tiranga yasar je mera ilu so zenang te rolchama tirang je mananga ya jabdu ya konjok singum de ya konjok kin dikki chang me kana kala samara tenanga je dikki chang wa mera kan Emma cho yin na ju pe 번쩍 숨기 정남네 남닥지마메 daksangamne lurtimati patolosha uryan rinpo chelang sowan guru tuji changlang sowan lasngan diri takpar jinggil lama sangya inang omasi damngang duci inaton mato lama lamuku chungwa tolosha uryan rimbo chelang sowan guru tuji talang sowan langan diri takwa tinggi lok. Taksan kolmorang nyambo tongra jate na mang che chik chik liak. Rarzi kola ma tunde kambani mi onga mana tangma langma mang nidul le kamana te kola sua ralu charing hin le rale tiwen te sangma sung tangma ya to jire nyambo dimo tene chi sangma ya sua nidul ma le wa jitong chato na rarzi sangma tsaka ma dimo tangma ya to le ya to jiri ya kerji mekan nokan tangma gira zaji hahahi yang nyambo dachi sangma dimo jitong Taksan lu jen jitangina ayo rasi tene lu jena jonga nishu kishika nima de na jonga ke jitang tene gyawa kudu joka lu ke jitang doishin na zutu gosa lu jena ta lu ke jitang gyawa doishin kunyang kamana Yana kifma kutsa luji de ka yushi luji kila ta tama kilo ka sanda ina kuluna kije na ya la je ju kije to na ta ju luji ko ha kata ma no ya ne tuma din ko bora ala bitu tang je ko ko dan kyakta dan kyakta ya ka ro je yang kata ro na ka senjuri yang nya ka gyutu Busuk çiğdek pavarmen. Sözümağına.
राहुल गांधी प्रचार वास्तवनाविंदा बीजेपी बलापट से सोयने अनुलाभ बालाकरण भगवान जिनने अरुण जेटली विश्वास प्रचार वास्तविंदा
Mananga tinjitu tangla medala nga matong berak patanga chijo ala jitu dirang mera nga mijit soksi jitu yinda jitu pantuk dugle chaksan tizu kowerang nyampu jitu shante putti burpa tena jitu chaksan nangala gursa de borzane ta miho ponga kansa peratangansa ko chaksan nang isuk chabu pa Beni tuntun aşağı banyak kanal sesi tutulacak. Sol sesi kan ciddi dinler. Tana zır bak hande ni to ta kambane te ni puta tana zır. Naja kışına rolu grup borda omçeda. Luksan nang koçang meta lupsat nang. Ni kamba omçeda ni ciddi omçeda şanne tanki ciddi nazo. Ni ngana ni dusama mera. İzam di rolu sok çobna. Ngaji pucho da zane tanki la shanna. Shan dale na cho. Dale na cho pa ngang sabin. Shan nga dale na cho jik tondo song. Tene nga nyande da tasang karak zayan jik rak. Shan rewe na sol duk. Rewe na sol pasang nga rajani ka rewe nang do nyambo ni kuzu jadin. Tene nga nyande da tasang shan kutu tondo. Tene shan shurdas. Yang duduk. Jangan juga nak. Orang tendang doa yang sih ya pera bar de zona bar de sih jala de zona jala de sih 그래서 루프니 나로다 벨라를 코는 잠지 또 하면 잠지 등무하면 꼭 하는 질 많이 나가라. 그 하는 질 많이 나서 그 하는 질 미안 지자 어미 제 코는 상상바치야 주시면 코는 빠지기도 당체 각장도 휴지 당체 각장도 양산 자리 하는 게 착당체 각장도 삼지 이 자주 피하고도 다생단 이용도 시안농도 시행공도 코랑 생단은 더 기장시에서 자주 상황 rum하는 양 장도 생단 상황 장도 되는 땀집 거랑 이승아 알아 당아 이 낙통단 이 자주 상황 나랑 뭐냐 보이나 알아 이 상황에 파마 분라 일미 진짜 소리나 다이 자주 상황 가당 알아 다 뒤로 저러 adnan 줄줄이랑 땅도 자주는 거 하는 데 마시면 생단 상황 밀리 이나서 숨도 거 자일라마네 된다랑 밀리 인득도 나랑 사마라가라 천상 맛이 코낭 맛이 땡아 생단에 아주 좋지 코나상 백식이 나만 만능 나랑 생단이 나가라 이 작당지 비도가 마마 나 당치 당치 마마
Lakukan segmo tu pasang serga birbel itu.
당대 가 니마 간세 터스바 니마 간세 터서 이술락바 됐다 락수빈전 되는 양 시작바바 사바바 양 두르 대바성 양 추주고 양
상황같이 살린 봐. 리모니사.
쫓아내. 얘는 통해서 갔던데 이나 봐. 이거지를 그렇게.
예, 저는 이제 따랐어요.
라피한테
이거도
제가 듣는 책들은 뭐지 뭐지.
잘못은 전에
잘못 진짜 나빠.
다른 집에는
하면서 좀 같이. 이거 정부이나 굴로 가야지 어떤 데 자기나 통화야지 어떤 데 소사다 굴로 나랑 집 붙인 쇼티나 다 지름 통면 가는 거 같죠 대시발도 런진 갈당 urgan taka 다 집에 통내 나오신
빨리 그셔야지. 더 된줘요. 진짜. 이 따가따가 자세지.
나는 저 다
이 집안 좀 버려. 네.
되는 다 터진 다 집에 정하수 받았다. 되는 집에 정하네 랑 탔다냥 강 열로 떠서 물로 대처가만 하면신 물로 장가서 다 서이상은 열로 숙식 찾고는 야 그숙식은 건데 찾다지 또서 길게 찾당 고가 되네 건데 양은 저가 디작도나 갈 저기나 예를 봤으나 양 한바로 되는 우리가
Ne voto. Listo. Entendi. Solo de. Então aí. Fala por aí. Chiquibor. Então por aí que tá bom. Ne voto. Борто. Не часто. Часто. 그냥 기대하는 거 되는 거 사다. 아니. Samba charge kuch lagara.
Oh. Anak rumah cina paling nemani jawab ni. Sangat setinggi lepten nak dalukun. Kembali. Nak kembali dia siapa ini?
Nak mata. Ya. Ajak macam ni loh dah.
Nampak tinggi, nampak tinggi. Amanggang magirina, amanggang magirina. Mal tapi iya. Hidang macam. Datang. Ya, itu mana? Ya, itu. Itu nak ada dok nghe chắc tận chặt bờ trơn mai chưa chắc tự nhiên cho nó cứ mà ta đi tôi chỉ sống sợ tôi hey cái đó tôi chỉ gì ya khó chỉ sống thấy nhiều vậy ấy mà chưa vào liền chỉ cũng mai chết à bên đây cũng mai chết à快通知家不一直见面走吧。喂，姐姐，你看那种客家上啥子，咱们不一样样。哎，啊姐姐，喂，俺先走了，家碰俺那的话，接着你俺就前面的话。呀，其实你讲俺别在意，免到别人去。Tani jakat sini kerang kong ajun sekolah yang saja pernah yang pangki siapa mana yang pangki siapa dindala yang siapa yang apa siapa yang ni kan pangki siapa niama jang siapa yang tak ni ku siapa tanah ni ku siapa dia kan kayaknya kaji macam ya Kijalang cinta nuguruk si kokak pameka. Kijalang cinta nuguruk si kokak pameka. Ini kijalang musik kiri nak. Ata tu. Betul. Tu. Kang macam siapa yang kang ya saya kira apa. Dia ni kacu cenu itu nak apa. Dia kacu ni. Like kerang Jawa kurin. Sama ciren, sama bahasa Thailand, ya Nigala. Choreriam Tavara Lutra said. Then you come at that from Minduzi, Tamil from Minduzi, show me that two girls needed to be Chiramina Tessa. Ramatamani Sakas, Chayate, Roses Rama Killian. Then someone killed it. Then someone put in the soil, then upon the galaxy, then a roof, try chat, then a try sorry, then a palavana, Taxandawa, the Korean citizen, net and Ranga and Ranga, do kill a Sarinchong, Chutude, Churinchong, Taniyarge, Pute, Tane Gunge, Pute, Taniyarge, Panchina, Basibabol, Za, Chajina, hey, Sosa, Paneldawa. Rupaina, that's the thing they was having. Sugar attack on the substitute, then sugar attack again. To the person. I don't mean a land was of the Zap by Chiji. I did land was such a such a Mar, Pal, Lena, that's children, Zeta Chilut, Zipa, Tomorrow had a chimney to make up a look at Changna. There's a Mosakama Caspo Naxanina, and Naxanina. Roluk menane, Roluk Tanjin, the Nanamarang putting it up of the Ramian and Lucy Kirde, Chitamachi and Geta, Rolukin of that, Jintamang Tunazuka, so is going to Roluk Netting. I didn't do one and Ramen look not at the Utum the Woo, Patata, Tatser had a good look of the Jala needs the
축제때 이렇게 zoom 본 거, 제대로 되는 거는 녹식제라서 러식제라서 대상마 부채에서 아니야 보더니 돈 레벨에서 수고 거의 맞추나 되니 시 부채에서는 아마 한테 페라 제제 되니 치축자자네 치축하는 저로 땅되니 치 맞추는 저로 아마 페라만 공지
제가 보기에 내가 서 있으면
one point na zo purin chakwa tene zo sama sinjil tene jul sama taw che banai ya rezi duna kon ya fa sere tene ta rezi ni lok te daran kon ong chin da ru khor de ya fa jinji te tula ta ju sama la kon tang kon na khok te go na zo met tena tai nga ji ju o sama rezi sama kipu du tara ju no na thuri ya fa sere kipu du oma lakma ngorang jo nyal do ma nyal de thunti du 다음에 요크를 더욱진도 남자자 군을 상을 듣고 붙어서 쌈지를 이렇게 동나 되는 이렇게 또 Nentuk aku dua baru tu kena. Ini nentuk masuk baca dua. Nentuk main dah dulu. Ecela rol grosso, nentuk linda. Yang mana catana, mana? Answer yang rupi khamzar pala. Ada una zalzina rupi kham. Nentuk sama. Tinda tinya. Nentuk palai chu. Piang kuzihinda. Nentuk ture, tarang sere, chiru satare tana chilo. Tarang sere, teni ture sana. Chupa podcast ni kan jiru masih dua ture tarang nyambo. Zahir. Ni tak cincin pun. Itu tak cerita nama tak samen tu kila. Bukan apa yang mau cakap. Kalau caksan mah dangbo aci ngai tala kalau kesusian 先离这场还能有的，离场还能先有的，有出去他这个啥，让他们他真有的，可是平民的出生这上面有的苦就可以他那真有的，让他长得现在那往在那，你是喜欢这个当样个，可能就是这样的个，但是去这样的事，现在能成为了忙去的，就是sama lokum seche nak duwe nak bazon tene shampoo chiyo tene mi pomo chire se pa tene nak tu ta ngala ni mangpo rarti mangpo pa ta sa re le so oda ka ko re tene kusha chire seche yong zane kampa yong se so aje tene ya to go na ngaja kimse sa yong se aje na ya tu chin ya tene jinan de kusha chire jinan de re tu se so mai Chapul kran so ma dati da kran ke kusum thapin ken ma je lama ke so sange ke so chole ke so gidu ma ke so chi Open the kusum thapin ma ke na chama o shi现在的话呢，都是这个，我就是人不。Lumbaga, the Chakatanina. We can Lumbaga, little kid, the little young Patachamana. And Lumba gave it to good Tiasum. Lunch of really.
Yeah, Chilo. Lumba thinks someone from Kangat and Gash in Ya. So Lumba gets her the thing. Guru Tiasin, then Lumba Yala to Tana Lumba Yala to Bak.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman. Two Lumba gets in a room on the house.
Not the episode.
I'm a gentleman. We get to get oh,
gulung tokte asa gulung thota na jina dula na ene chugge sa bhai koi gatar de
Tene tiring ni lumba geje se azuki no kwe. Tene ngan phala I lumba ina tim yote no ya le. Cholo tare geje si tim yote no le. Temane yang dus gyurin jitang yang gyan zokta ta no kare. Da sang I timbo maje sama cholo ranya batang se ma dimo tu kwe.
patama sa ta chitu de
Ye kata chibi ne. Prema kisa chuma chabya ka
aja sana chise zero ka ser su ya kente na jiyo de no chi tini do da
Tifele, tifele.
sarek zokshira
Tiele.
ji endul manani
Tifele.
تأتي بندل بتاعي بندل النور هدي يعني بيشارك تعرف يا عايزك تسيها يا عايزك تندى يا راجل جو دار دي أباد سمجان لو ينام يكان شربلي تبى سمجان ما سرقة شدوا سمجان نور ما كذا دكجو سجى دكجا بانتقدك هذا شامر جام بانتقدك أنت يا تو قصة تانجي جاندك لا ما هو نذا شيء بتقدك جو تاجو إنسان جيجوس بما نيرة جوانا مكسمجان زربا يا قد بوجي يا دال دينغا جاتر كابادة بربا يا جوما جي تو باجور ده ماني سمجان أمد كان جي تو باجور با سوده مكان يجي يوشي نخله
Mena tom tundu sirong ke si internet semala khasan nara simbe nana khasan jiksa tundu sikire mena sikire manene konjong dokda jab dok pang chiri mekana semba zangbo yinze mal mangula semba zangbo chenjire mena tundu machenani onga mano Chaksiji hai kipo na kisa ma rang kipo jikta karo chama rang semba kipo mena yang kipo jikchun. She must be yargan yang bonang se me yargan chadi zera mintu. Mama lum lu mama tell me ke pumarangi puti lu dang tor ne chung kiring ne chung pala tambo du mala.
Recording in progress.
Okay, we have. Let me see if we have Mr. Stanzin with us. Okay, so we have Mr. Stanzin Dorje with us. So with a great amount of joy and gratitude, I would like to welcome filmmaker Stanzin Dorje. Stanzin hails from a remote village in northern India, situated at more than 15 1,000 feet in the high Himalayas. Like other children of Gya village, Tanzin had a semi-nomadic childhood, spending half of the month tending his family herds of yaks and Kashmir goats while attending school during the other half. Tanzin began attending an alternative school, Sekmol, Students' Educational and Cultural Movement of Ladakh, dedicated to teaching students in a non-traditional setting. The students have built the campus themselves using environmentally friendly material. Sekmol ignited Tanzin's passion for film. He earned his bachelor's degree at Jammu University in 2005. Later, he met Christina Modelet, a filmmaker, and has henceforth worked in close collaboration with her, together producing internationally acclaimed and award-winning films. The founder of Himalayan Film House in Leh, Tanzin has directed and produced notable feature films and documentaries on regional and national and international issues. In 2012, Himalayan Film House, in collaboration with production house in France, produced Jungwa, The Broken Balance, a remarkable documentary based on the August 2010 flash floods which devastated Leh. The film earned numerous awards across international platforms. Jungwa and The Living with Change were both shown at COP21 and became critical messenger of what Ladakh and the Himalayan region have gone through due to climate change. His recent documentary, The Shepherdess of the Glacier, pays homage to his sister's life in carrying forward his family's solitary, nomadic way of life as a shepherdess working in the high Himalayas, braving temperatures of minus 32 degrees Celsius, heavy snowfall, and a 30 kg load of film equipments at an altitude of 16,000 feet. He has told his sister's story with unfiltered honesty and compassion. With this, hello, Mr. Tanzin. Okay, he was. Okay, yeah. Kale. Oh, July Kale.
Julie, hi, Julie.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Tanzin July. July, how we greet in Ladakhi. I hope you guys must have found out in the film as well. Thank you so much for spending your time out of your busy schedule. And as I know you are in the process of filming your next documentary, we are delighted to have you with us. I would also like to introduce our student panelist, to Mr. Tanzin. We have Rexy Aikpam. Hello, Rexy. Yeah, please open your audio video, Rexy. Yeah, she's a second-year student at Kalandi College pursuing English honors. And then we also have Tenzin.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Yeah. We also have Tenzin with us. Hello, hi Tenzin. She's a first-year student pursuing journalism. Yeah. So before moving on to the discussion, if anyone is having any questions or comments, please feel free to type them into the chat box. And again, a reminder, feedback form will be sent at the end of the session. Kindly fill them. Now I would like to invite Mr. Tanzin and the panelists to commence today's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to screening the Shepherdess of the Glaciers at your prestigious colleges. I really appreciate it and honor because the documentaries is like mostly our peoples in our countries are addictions with the Bollywood and Hollywood, which is another very interesting. But same time, our youth must know about when they come to Ladakh. It's not only a gigantic, beautiful mountains, behind living this mountain, there is a unique culture, which is still like lots of our professors and researchers and doctors and many try to capture it, but still then being, Punchok Dolkar has mentioned that when I was a boy, I spent like 5 years in this all mountain, what you see in the movies. I was a shepherd boy, And so I never seen the television till I'm 14 years old. I never know what is the cinema and what is the film. So finally, that is how I always believe, when we have a very strong and difficult childhood life, and then with that memories, we can create a good story and good films to tell to the peoples that they not when they come to Ladakh, not only know our beautiful mountains and our beautiful peoples and the behind this mountain, that beautiful culture, which is because of the modernizations, because of the many other effect. This is how I tried to do this movie. And so it took me to complete this movie. It took almost 3 years. It was what the Dolkar. Thank you so much for your detailed introductions, and so that how you already know about it, making of this movie. But yeah, of course, it's not only mentally challenges to be with my sister in the mountain, but equipments wise, it was quite difficult. So when I was there, so I have lots of batteries, which is I have to carry these batteries, and I have we have a special sleeping bag. So I have to put all the batteries in all the pockets. Then I have to sleep with the batteries in the train, because it is already sometime -32. So it is very -32. Same time, it is very thin air, very less oxygen, and almost 4,000 to 5,000 meter, This is how the movie made finally, but you already seen in the sharing stories, But I must say, she is very special to me, She is my guru, What I learned on this earth, this is what I learned from her, because I don't know how I express to you all, how she is not only kind-hearted, She is an engineer, she is a teacher, she is an economist, and she is a doctor, and she know everything, She know everything, because sometimes being a shepherd in the mountain, we say these people nothing know, but they know more than us. Because as you know, I asked to her, how you know all these things, and she was keep saying, because of this, the radios, Radio is her father, radio is her sister, radio is her everything. And one day she made me very surprised, almost crying, And one day she told me, Stanzen, our economics is going down, I said, how you know, my sister? It is very amazing, because you know about the animals, you know about the herbs, but how you know about the economics? And she's saying, because of the radios, This is how I should say, our youth now in our countries, they must really travel. They must go out of their luxury and comfortable beds and luxury bedrooms and luxury stays, and they go around these beautiful countries, and they will know, not only I'm saying go in Ladakh only, is our country is rich of so many unknown heroes are there, So they capture that, This is why I thought while making this movie, The Shepherdess of the Glaciers, I never made this movie that I get a recognition in our countries in the world. I thought, because since more than, I think 800 years before, they existing this shepherding in these mountains, And without any affecting the environment, they are self-sustainably living. And you might know about this one of the finest wool in the world, which is we call the Pashmina wools, This is what she grow with these animals. And not harm the animals, with the love, with the compassion. That's what she growing in these mountains, That's why this movie, I thought, now because of our education system, I should say sometime with the British education system, but the modern education system, sometimes this sort of knowledge is killing, So this is how sometimes we must learn from this ancient wisdom also. So this is what I'm trying to bring. One day, now so many times we saying we have a lots of unemployment in not in only our country, all over the world. So that why this unemployment it is, it is because of we are failure of sometime with the educations also, This is why I thought, even being a filmmaker, being from this region, I thought that, make this movie, whatever, 1 hour, 2 hours. And one day when our young come from the best university, best colleges, they will look this film and they revive again these cultures, This is why I thought make this movie, This is how I'm great honor and privilege to screening my movie in the youth of all these colleges, Thank you so much. This is what I love to share, and I wanted to share so many things, but then you might have many questions, and we'll go regardingly that. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Tenzin, you can start with the questions. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Jule Tenzin Dorjile, it's really grateful to, and it's really great to see you finally, because the documentary film is I would say it's very amazing. I watched it twice, and every time I found myself laughing, crying, and even pondering on the things that she said. And I found that we have really we have so much to learn from her. And then, yeah, it's just great. So first of all, I would like to thank you for this wonderful documentary. It was very surreal and very new. Yeah. So, okay. So my question is you have made certain documentary films, and what do you think one needs to have or one needs to take for creating or making a good documentary film? What does a good documentary filmmaker should have in order to make a good film? So yeah, that's my question.
Thank you so much, Tanzila. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't say this, what I made is the best documentary, but I'm still learning. I'm really I'm very lucky that I'm meeting very good people in my life, And I'm really, again, thankful for my life that the shepherds from the mountain, what you see in my sister, I was with her. And then I got a opportunity to go in Ladakh and then overseas also. And I should say documentary, because when we say, always we mix with the documentary and reporting, it's completely different, When we make a documentary, so you have to have a very good stories. And then good story is not only that we make people happy, So this is again what I felt, it's not the good stories. Being a good documentary, what I realizing now, has a good research. And this research, if we have a good research, and then we can make a good movies, without researching, without knowing, sometimes what we do is, we go to unknown places. Maybe some are friend coming from down to the mountain, sometime mountain to go to the down, and we will have a very limited times. We say, oh, I have only 15 days, and then I have to shoot everything. I have to complete, and we are in a hurry. In this sense, I don't think so. We make documentary films. To be a good documentary films, we have to understand the ethics. And we have to understand what that family that wanted to come on the TV or not, And then we have to make a long relations, not only that what we see in from heart to heart relations, And then we have to spend all our 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and that what I had experienced I think what we wanted to do the films, that's why I come, Here what I wanted to share you one story is, why this documentary now people start liking is, in 2015, what Dolkar is saying, when I screening my movie Jungwa, The Broken Balance, when we make this Broken Balance movie in Ladakh, it was 10th, 5th August. It's unbelievable, So many parents lost their children. So many children lost their parents because of the flash floods, because of we used to have a lot of snow. We didn't see about the rain. And that day, what I thought, oh, I must now capture all this, what going on around us, to show to the people. And after that, thanks that this movie selected in COP21 in the Paris, where like almost 195 prime minister and presidents, and then like 40,000 guests all over the world. I'm very lucky to present my countries there, And after that, the shepherdess of the glacier, what I felt, when I was, my producers, and they were very happy. That time I was living in Lyon, and my co-director Christian Medel is living there also. And my producers and everybody was very happy, and they saying, this time you must travel by the TGV train. So when I was, because TGV from Lyon to Paris very fast, and within minutes I was inside the train, and then suddenly 3 beautiful women came inside, When I look at them, they are like very gorgeous, pretty, and when I look at them, they have a like, very like what called like expensive jewelries on their body, and they have like full makeup and their brand bag, and they sing like wow. So what a 2 different life, So my sister is living in this 4,000 to 5,000 meter high without knowing all this world. Here I am with this all like fashionable Paris model, like with them. What a 2 different life, So I'm having a red wine with them, and my sister is there. It almost crying me in my heart, And I wanted to share this story to the world. And then we come back from France, and I went to my sister. I said, I wanted to make a movie on you, my sister. And what she told me, she said, I have nothing to tell you, my brother. I have only my stick, basket, and my animals, nothing. Only what you will tell. And that really touched me. I say, I want to becoming again shepherd for 3 years with my co-filmmaker, Christian Modelet, and all the film teams, our teams. And I spent almost 3 years, again, to capture all this moment. And it comes finally the good, I should say, the people start liking this movie. And that's why I wanted to share you to be I think like the movie, you have to have a very good research, and then you have to have a very good team. And this is all about the team, This is not only that Tanzin Gya make this movie. So because I have a story, and then all my villagers, this is not only my sister. In my village in Gya, there is more than 25 shepherdesses still there, Some are men shepherds, the young shepherd, beautiful men who stagger like my sister. And there is another 13 shepherds like my sister, I took one character, which that time I don't have a money, so I thought that to capture with my sister is easy for me. So we have to look in terms of money, in terms of locations, in terms of all, and then very relaxed, Don't jump up, very relaxed. And just one day I'll achieve my dream, One day I'll achieve my things, Slowly, very slowly. And whatever people say to you around, because I remember when I'm making my movie in Ladakh, oh, Ladakhi wanted to becoming a filmmaker, So no, we all can do. So that's why we need time. We need research. We have to slow down, So this is what I felt to make a documentary films. Maybe there is many great personality filmmakers in Ladakh in our country. Yeah, definitely. That's why I should say research, good team, and then very sound, very passionate, This is very important, This is all I learned from my sister. What do you see in the shepherdess? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Rexy, next question is Rexy. Hello, Rexy?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
You're audible, yes.
Okay, ma'am. So it's very good to see you. And I actually love the movie because her life is so contrasting to us and it's very enlightening. Yeah. So the question I had to ask is that I read in an article that after completing your higher education, you joined an NGO called SECMOL, Students Educational Cultural Movement of Ladakh, and to contribute to the village education. So do you think that this would in a way affect the indigeneity of the people, the agriculture and pastoralism? And also, what is your opinion on her statement on the younger generation being fragile and weak for being a shepherd and shepherdess? Do you think that her niece and nephew would follow her footsteps?
Oh, it's quite very tough question, I should say, but it's a beautiful one. Also, thank you. And definitely, this is what right now I try to show in the Shepherdess of the Glaciers. Yeah, I was like when I was in the school. So this is how as in the 15 days I'm going to school to read and write, and 15 days I'm going to take my yak, sheep and goat in the mountain. And these two things in me, this is how today I felt, I'm not only like sometimes we need only the physically strong, and mentally strong is also very important, because sometimes when we say oh, you are very hard, like a tears going in the mountain, very challenging. And sometimes that time we will you can see our faces are dark and snow and very difficult. And some people are in their heart, they are very difficult, but how do we make this balance? And definitely in SECMOL, Student Education Culture Movement of Ladakh, so I did study there, because when I was in 10th standard exam, 3 times I failed, because why I failed, this is a question for me, because when I go to in the school, definitely that time when we are in the 6th standards, then we learning the English. Today what I'm speaking is very broken English, but I start speaking from my heart. But then when because that time all our teachers are coming from Srinagar and Jammu, and then when they come to Ladakh, and especially in the cities, they are very good speakers, good English speaker, good Hindi speaker, Urdu speaker. But in the village, very difficult to speak. We are very shy people, Wow, because they look very clean, they look very fashionable, and how village boy we can speak that. But the very good teachers are there still, and that how. And then when we go in the school, why it is not connecting? Because we have a snow, and in the school we have to read and write about the rain, We have a yak, we have a sheep and goat, we have to read and read about the elephant. We don't have an elephant here, We have a yak here, So this is in my mind very challenging, Why if they taught about us the yak and sheep and goats, I want to be a fast, But this how is because we don't have exposure, it's so difficult to come in the mind, because maybe somehow reason. That's why I should say now, today on this world, we always blame the youth, Oh, youth, you are not wearing these traditional dress, you are not like this. But as in the education system, there is no one chapter about Ladakh, When we have a one word called Ladakh, we are super happy. Wow, you see, in our textbook, there is a Ladakh, And then you say how one should like Ladakh, Then how we should say when we go in the school, my niece are going to school right now, There's nothing tell about the shepherd, yaks, and they consider it low jobs, Oh, when you becoming a shepherd, when you becoming a farmer, is considered to know these jobs are who are uneducated, But my sister, She is super intellectual. I can't say she is uneducated, but that is in the system, This is how I requesting through your medium, through this, we have to change the policy. We have to change the education textbooks, Then one should can laugh. And then why shepherd not have a goggles, Why shepherd not have fashions, When shepherds are living in the mountain, why they don't have a good cloth, So we have to make this shepherd job very fashionable, and very proud inside. I'm a shepherd, I'm a farmer, Then one can laugh the shepherd job. Other than like just we saying and then everybody in the world, because I've been in London also, like, when I see in a shop, like got jacket like this and the pen is cost almost 1 lakh of rupees, One pashmina shawl, finest designing, it costs lakhs, and that everybody want. Why not nobody want the what called the shepherd's work, This we have to. This is why I really say that our institution, like your prestigious colleges, universities, why not we have a shepherd schools, why we don't have a shepherd university, why someone to becoming in a colleges like that, that will change, I think, shepherd life, to my niece, and not only my niece, many people in my village and other place before this dying. Please, this is all your responsibilities. You are very strong, because we have to have something systematic to improve, and that everybody will again go back to all these places to becoming a shepherd. That is what I'm feeling. Yeah.
Oh, so next question would be me. So you could have directed and made any Bollywood films or like music videos, or I don't know, like directed any advertisement or anything that obviously and truly has a like greater audience, and then obviously had a greater popularity. So is there any reason like why you chose documentary, like any reason why you are working in this field? Yeah.
Ooh. Yes, this is what I should say once, because it's all about, as I told you, when I was still 13 till 14 years old, I never seen the televisions. I not know about the filmmaking. And I a big lover of the radios, That's why I used to listening all these beautiful Bollywood songs, And definitely, what I say, it is not easy to becoming a Bollywood and because Bollywood, Hollywood production is so high, So coming from such a small village, first we have to have sort of financially support to be there. And then second thing is, as you know, in Bollywood and Hollywood, you have to have another way to go. You have to go, if you are very lucky, then you will get the FTI. And then some of more than that, they go to the New Yorks and get all these degrees. And then still, yeah, definitely some actors are without all this, their talent, they comes. For me, whatever, as I told you, I born in these regions, So in my heart, always when I'm writing documentary movies, even I think about like half day. So it come all in my mind, I wanted to present this, And then sometime when I was trying to do dancing, singing, kissing, all these scenes to create, it's sometimes little for me difficult, because I don't want to make the same copy, what Bollywood doing, what the Hollywood doing, and I'm doing in Ladakh. So I felt, no, I don't want to do this sort of copy, but we can write original also. And then the documentary automatically coming in my mind, something very differently. And then as I born in these mountains, there is so many things to do, because I always like the challenges, And even I always, if there is a two-way, which is definitely Bollywood and Holly is very glamorous. Advertising, you can becoming when you make a good one, and you will becoming a quickly millionaires, and you are becoming a very lucky those people are, But still for me, I say first, even I got the opportunity to live in European countries, in other countries, I say, I must go back to my place, And then I tell them, and then why not, Why not documentary we can become like a Bollywood and Hollywood, Today, when you go to in the European countries, and the Western is like in Japan and then Eastern countries, there is a documentary films makers are very well known, and these movies are running in the theaters, And then I should say world cinema. This is my dream, because how now Bollywood is representing our countries in a fantastic way. But then you see there is so many regional movies, Before it is like Bahubali, It's not a Bollywood movies, And then recently I didn't watch it. So many people are telling me there's a new movie come from the South. What it called, I didn't remember. But nowadays all we see in the social media. And that's why my dream is that from Ladakh, from this documentary, becoming a world cinema, This is my vision. This is how I'm trying. But then definitely I can getting so many projects, not only from Ladakh, but I made several movies. Last more than 3 years, I was in the Mongolia with my team, with my co-director Kishan Modalet. 3 years I'm spending there. Another movie is coming. And I mean like that why I have a different team, because as we all are not to be the same. This is why I say now I'm in a documentary. I should make this documentary film is the world cinema, because our countries, we have a Bollywood, we have a regional movie, we have the best documentary movies, I'm not only saying that I'm the documentary filmmaker. We have so many documentary good filmmakers from Ladakh, and yes, definitely in our countries, there is amazing filmmakers are there. That's why my aim is to Ladakh documentary is also becoming a world cinema. So that's why, still I need another life. I hope, I can many things, but this is why I love to do documentaries.
Thank you so much. And my next question was about your future plans or any new documentary that you're working on. So you have mentioned that film that you are working on in Mongolia, I think. Yeah, so it would be very grateful if you could share us more about that film.
When we making the Jungwa, the Broken Balance movie. After that, we make the Shepherdess of the Glacier. Then another movie we make Growing Up in the Mountain. And then my co-director Christian Modelet from France and team say, so what another movie we will do it, And then I say, okay, Shepherdess we shooting in Menas 32. And then I wanted to see colder than this, more cold than this. And then we thought, it's a beautiful country, it's the Mongolia, when we go to Ulaanbaatar, after that, then the Siberia, So there is another, so many untold story to the world. And then I say, I'm getting opportunity. Thanks for all my friends and what they start liking our movies. And then they say, let's go in the Mongolia. And there is unbelievable another countries like our India, So many interesting things are there. So then we decided to make this movie. And almost we complete the movie now. But still challenges are there, When we make movie, so we need post-productions, and then we need a broadcaster, and then it goes to international level, then it goes to national level. And then, so I'm lucky that I'm got opportunity to working with very professional people in Europe and other countries. But then sometime to be filmmakers, it's not a regular job, regular income, You have to be one day very super happy. After 1 year, you don't have any job, And that's why you have to have a very, your family should be very supportive to you. And that how the Mongol, what I will not go all these things, but definitely the Mongol one we completed right now. And then my aims that if again I'm like this, and my another dream to go in Greenland, with my co-directors and other things. So this is how Ladakh, and then some part of our other Himalaya in India, and then Mongolia, and then Siberia, and then till I'm enough also make something connecting all this world in these cultures, that people also know. So this is, I'm dreaming now. Let's see how it works. I always believe, I always optimistic in my life, something will good happen. And that's why I should say the shepherds becoming like what I'm doing small thing this, so that just to keep good hope and try to do something in the mind, and it will happen. So all this movie slowly, I again say, slowly, so we will reach this place and make a few movies more like this. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the answer. It was encouraging. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So the next question is mine. So as we know, the education system today undoubtedly makes us aware of a number of things that otherwise we would be ignorant of. But I do not think it has ever encouraged us to become farmers or shepherds. Although in recent days, agriculture has become the primary focus of most people to earn income, the government jobs are in preference. So, do you think that education would push these children, like the children of Ladakh, into pursuing more westernized jobs and somehow leave their tradition behind?
Yeah, now what in my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, but in my understanding, in my little experience in this, you all are what you are studying in this, prestigious colleges, you all are very lucky. Because always we say in Ladakhi are very big scholar, Mr. Tashi Rabgia is one of the biggest historian scholar in Ladakh. When he wrote a song, it called learn ABCD, but don't forget Kaka Ganga. That means we have to learn ABCD, but never forget our Kaka Ganga. Whether it's in Ladakhi, Hindi, Urdu, whatever, This is very important, I'm not against in the modernizations, Place like Ladakh, especially nowadays becoming very comfortable, but place like in the villages, I'm speaking about the rurals, we need also running waters, we need also electricity, we need also a good medicines, So that's how all these youths are doing a incredible, But then exactly what you were saying is, we have to believe in our system also, Everything coming from the West, everything coming from the somewhere else too, because we live in a different environment, We can't be in a one factories, Because when you're living in Ladakh, in December, in January, it goes to -20 to -30, In this environment, when you construct in the concrete building, and it look fantastic. Outside, it look like beautiful, shiny. When you December and January staying inside, it is too cold, All your earned money is spent on this beautiful house, but you can't live in your house, Then useful for what, This is how very important in the education system also, that not only because in the past, even in that why I try to share in all these documentaries, Even you are in the village, from the sheep and goats, the wool, you can make your beautiful shoes, You know all about. Now with this modern educations, you are specialized. We say specialized. You only know one part. you know other things, you know. That's why I think like now, because that bad result we are now understanding. In the past, like 1 decade before, there is a job, this kind of job for everyone. Now everybody wanted to becoming a doctor, engineer, teacher, professor, whatever. It can't, it's impossible. So that's why, I mean, like our parents is they're like, you know, they're like gods, and what they given us, we have to respect them. And then don't wait, you know, too much your youthness, you know. In your youthness, we have all energy, like mental energy, physical energy, and alternatively you try to do something your own, you know. That proof you. That not mean like becoming a filmmaker. That can be anything, you know. And when you are making a specialist in this, and you will know, your heart will know, I am in specialist in this, you know. This is what we have to do in this, our school, our colleges, our university, you know. Maybe our expert now, the new education policies is there. And because again, this is like, you know, I think like I gone through some part, but still I not went all. But this how I should say, yeah, not only something teachings in Delhi and Bombay, all Ladakhi must learn about the Delhi and Bombay. It's not possible, you know. And this is why something about the local, you know. That's why we say eat local, and like everybody is saying go like, you know, organic. But when we not producing, only we saying from the mouth, you know. So it's very easy. All it is now becoming a very fashionable, you know. Or climate change is very fashionable. Who's acting? Now is the right time to that we act, you know. We not only speak. So this is how even in our education system, our country is the youngest countries in the world. You know, we have like so many in each year. I don't know how many thousand we have a graduation. I think like are the youngest countries in the world. But then we are also not making mistake, because we are proud to say we are the youngest countries in the world. But these effects are not coming in the after like 100 years. You know, that's why it is very important. These 3 are like what people are saying, you know. This, you know, we have like 3, like, you know, skillful hand, then like, you know, skillful fin, we have like skillful hand, you know, then very like, you know, kindness thoughts, you know, and then also you have like like intelligence is that there, you know. So like skillful hand and kindness thought, and the kindness thoughts, and then very intelligent way, you know. All these things if we have to create, and next generation will salute you, you know. My country is done for us like that. You know, that's why really something we have to not to copy every time. We have to change something, and we have to feel it, you know. That is while making all these documentary films, I felt it. Maybe I'm wrong, because sometimes this is what feeling is as a like, you know, storytellers and as a story writers or like a filmmakers. I felt that because you all also going to so many places, and that's why we have to travel. When we travel, we also learn so many things, you know. Otherwise, we only thinking, oh, my bedroom is very like, you know, luxury. My bedroom is comfortable, and wow, you know, shower. And this is not only the means to have a good education, you know. And you are eating like good food like every day, like, you know, the oily and sweets, and wow, my life is fantastic. You will soon get a diabetes, you know. You have to work and you have to come up. This is the another education, no? So that sort of things are also we have to learn, not always on the classroom, you know. So these things are, I felt maybe educationists are doing this. So this is just sort of my thought as being a filmmaker, but I may wrong. We all have to work together. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I think Shushrut has a question. Shushrut, yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I could catch only the last part of the film. I was just traveling back after the first day of classes from college.
Yeah.
Am I audible still?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, something happened on the link. Okay. So what I could catch was, there is a sense that I got from the structure of the narrative, the film, that there are a few dialogues, and then there are moments of silence, and it's almost as if it's like you get a sense of the idea of slowing down, right? It's as a contrast to how we are living nowadays in a metropolitan or cities, etc. I think it's almost like we have forgotten to slow down, do less, and sometimes do nothing, and just listen to the bird or the wind or the water running. So there was these passages where there would be dialogues in the movie, and especially in the last bits, and then there is complete silence for a few seconds, and one can hear the nature around. Okay, get a sense of a feel of it. So how deliberate is that attempt as a documentary filmmaker to use such silences? Because students are asking questions about why did not you make a Bollywood kind of a movie or a regular movie or made a documentary? Does the documentary style of filmmaking allow you to use these silences and these deliberate pauses where one can reflect and ponder? So I'm just talking in terms of the technique of making the film. And how important is that message for the generations of, the today's times, in the context of today's time?
Thank you. You are very concentrated in the movie, and thank you so much for this. It's very important. Yeah, this is what I wanted to share.
Sorry, it reminded me a little bit about there is a Russian filmmaker called Tarkovsky, who follows. I did it part of my syllabus in my MA, so a few years back. So this idea of Zen Buddhism, of being in the moment and just doing everything in the present and listening to each and everything, sensing the everyday small little things, which I don't think we get to sense it when we live in a city and this kind of a rush which we are always in.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on that? Yeah.
Thank you so much. It is definitely one of in the end, because we the introduction, the movie, and then in the middle and the end, what we wanted to do, the message. You perfectly catch up, and definitely, like, you remember, like, when we have nowadays is the news. Okay, in 1 minute you have like 10 news. In 1 minute you have like, I don't know how many news you say. In the end, how many news you remembering? It's like sort of like, we are really running, running. And then it was when we making this movie, I remember one thing, then how we understood this. Again, when we are 13, 14 years old, we go to the barley field, It's in our village called Gya. So it's one of the oldest village in Ladakh also. And we have lots of barley fields, but still it is very in the high altitude, but still people make this garden, This is what I wanted to say. Today, in this 21st century, everybody wanted to go on the moon, even like our countries or Russia or Japan or France or America, and they wanted to make a garden on the moon. But place like Ladakh, we are already living on the moon with very, very thin air, very like less oxygen. And we are not only living on this moon, we are living not only like we make a garden on the moons, and we are not only eating the dead fruits, we're living with the smiley. And this is what I wanted to tell in the movie, even you have a very difficult life, but in difficult life, how you will make a smile. This is what we wanted to share to the world, This is what this movie, it is in the end, that's, my sister and my shepherdess, my farmer look very little different, because of the harsh condition. And just go in their hearts, how they are their heart is so happy. Even they not know about what is the 1 lakh of rupees, but they know what is the happiness. And this is, we can't tell it, you have to slow down, you have to feel it. And that what you say, when she was carrying the water, everybody was saying, oh, she is going in the -30 to carrying the water. But she's saying, when we are sick, it is in the mental, we have to be sick, so you have to be very strong, That same, what I'm feeling now, when I was again 13, 14 years old, my father took me in a barley field. There's a small worm is going like this. I tried to kill with the one stick with this worm. And my father put me a hand on my shoulder, Stanzen.
I think there's some network issue.
Thinking from the cows, all these things will not healthy. This is why everything is interdependent. This is why I wanted to share you in the slowness. In the end, it is we have to in life very slow down. Now we are too fast. And now even in my village, when we have a willowing, when we have a harvesting, when we are plugging, it is a fest, it's a festival for us. We are not going to work something. When we harvesting, when we plugging, we are singing. Yali kyong lamo le. Wow, what a song we have, And now all the tractor comes, all finish in, it took 2 weeks. Now we finish in half an hour, In the end, we are saving this time for whom? Please understand this, This time is we saving for whom? Again, last time we have 3 weeks, our health is very healthy because all we using from hand and then we using physically and we are strong with mentally, physically, everything. Now we finish everything is in half an hour and then we say, oh, now we are again on the mobile, That's why I always feeling sometime after 1,000 or 2,000 in the human will born only with the 2 fingers. Because we only using 2 fingers for the smartphone and iPhones and a computer, 8 finger we not using. Then the human has to born with only 2 finger in the futures, This is why making we a mistake, This is also modernization is good, but then we have to see about the limitations, This is also very slow down, This is also very important now. We are so fast, so fast. And the end, this timing is if you're good timing with your parents, good timing with your grandparents, and good. No, we spending only sometime only on the internet and different way, That is what I felt in the movie. Slow down, feel it, but then you felt that, I'm so happy. Thank you.
Yeah, it is the flowing of time. That is you are in sync with the flowing of time and not just bothered about the final result and more into the process of it. And that itself becomes kind of a way of life. So it's a very philosophical kind of outlook that I got from the last of it. And then she talks about working hard and slowly moving forward. And then ultimately, the end of the movie, she's standing at the top of rough sort of terrain and looking at the sky. It is a blank space, clear blue sky. And so it culminated with the message very well. I mean, I really liked it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is really, yeah. So this is what we try to do, and now we are getting the fruits, and we are so happy because being a what called the artist and all this, finally the movie is still watching, but in the past people are saying, oh, who will watch these documentaries, films? Nobody is watching, and now I'm happy that it's reaching to people like you all, and then reaching to our youth, and it will make a good sleep for me today, like a baby. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. If anybody has anything else, any questions, anything to say, you can raise your hand. Yeah. Shama would like to say something.
No, I just wanted to, you were telling that story and then you were frozen in between. So what did the father say to you when you were going to do that? I think we lost you then, and that was a very, yeah, it was a cliffhanger. So I just wanted to know what your father said.
Wow. Really, yeah. So it was when we are in this barley field, and as I was telling the stories, and he keep telling this, and then you are like, thank you, Sharma, wow. So I forgot to tell the end, Exactly, he told me like a worm, like an insect, like a bird, like a yak, so, and we have to live all togetherly. It's like a teamwork, In the end, you have to respect from small insect till the birds, There is nothing like, oh, this is the big peoples and this is thing. But sometimes this small insect is very important, You have to love from small insect till the big birds, Equal love, That you will be very happy in your life, That's what my father told me. I forgot to tell the reason. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So that's beautiful, because in fact, in one of the scenes in the beginning, you ask your sister, why do you think I'm filming you? And she says that she kind of speaks of her in relation to all the things, like you're here to film the animals and the stones, and then, so it was quite interesting that she, even though she has a very strong, she comes off as this very strong person, but there's no way in which she asserts it in that sense. It's very straight, and then and that interrelationality you speaks of it, she kind of gives that off very well, to speak of the stones, even not just the even the stones, and living with all this inanimate things. And the line you said reminded me of a line in Coleridge poem where, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, it ends with, you loveth well, you prayeth well when you loveth well, and you loveth well when you love all things great and small. So something like that. It's beautiful. It's like your dad is Coleridge. Yeah, it sounded like that. Thank you so much. Great listening to you as well. There are some comments, perhaps you could have a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kastanzanle, for being with us today. We really had a very nice, enriching session. And I hope all our students and all our colleagues who have joined us today, there are very nice comments in the chat box as well. So thank you so much. With this, I would like to invite our convener, Dr. Anita Tagore, if she, hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Anita, hello. Can you hear me? Anita, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. So, Stanzin, it was really a pleasure that, we could actually get you here. And it's wonderful that you could share the movie with us. And in fact, I was just taken very aback, actually, more than the movie. I was taken aback by the landscape. I think it's only, few of us may have visited, I think, Ladakh. Not many of us may not have visited. I've spent quite a few number of months there. So it was all coming back to me. And it seems that, it was just flawless. The nature was so flawless that I was just taken aback with that. So, but thank you. I think it was a great perspective to understand the link that human beings have with nature. I think that's a very key understanding which we need to kind of redevelop in different kinds of frameworks. And I think your sister, the strength that she shows in the entire movie is something that all of us should get us inspired by in the comfort, the luxury that we have stationed ourselves in Delhi. It actually gives a different kind of a perspective of, the kind of struggles that women have and the kind of struggles that, the divide that is there between the urban and the rural is extremely stark. And here also where we are seeing it in the setting of, such a difficult terrain. So, that was my understanding of the way in which I saw the movie. And thank you, Stanzin, for your time. It was lovely to understand the way, documentary filmmakers actually struggle with the issue of, the money, the production details and all of that. So it was lovely for all of us to be here together to watch your film. And we look forward to more of them, the way you see the world, which is so different from the way we see it. So I think, thank you.
Thank you, Anita, and everyone. It's lovely to be with you all. And I'll definitely share this all with my sister, and she will be very happy that people all over the world and our countries and friends like you. And then hope with Dolkala, and she's from Ladakh also, and visit. And then who knows, one day we will visit to the Tsiring also. And definitely thank you so much for showing the movie also. It's my pleasures and honors. And more this movie reach to our youth in India also. And thank you so much, everyone. Julie.
Thank you, Kale. Thank you, everyone. Now we'll just have the group photograph. Everybody, please switch on your camera. Yeah, I think Mamta ma'am is gonna click the pictures, right?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. You done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. So with this, we'll end our session today. Thank you so much, Kale, for being with us. Yeah. So, Julie.